Hello everyone, it's me, Carly, and today I have some really exciting news for everybody and for myself. As you can tell by the title of this video, I have a job. It's with the Idaho Food Bank as their nutrition specialist, aka dietitian. And I'm really excited to start this new journey at the Idaho Food Bank. I think one of the most exciting things about this position is that I get to tell people what a dietitian does at a food bank. And another exciting thing about it is that it just goes to show how many different opportunities there are in this field, and it's not always what you go in thinking. I went into my undergrad, declared my major in nutrition and dietetics, thinking that one day I would work in a hospital. Although that still might be true in the future, I definitely am not writing that out of the equation. I definitely could still work in a hospital. It isn't the only thing out there for dietitians to do. There are so many different opportunities for dietitians, and it is more difficult for a new dietitian to get a job in general. I spent months and months looking for job opportunities, and a lot of times you need a lot of experience for different jobs, especially in the hospital if you're specializing in ICU or babies, pediatrics, oncology. There's a certain number of years that you should probably have before you just dive into that. Although some new dietitians are lucky enough to get those kind of opportunities, that's the exception, not the rule. Anyways, I'm the new dietitian at the Idaho Food Bank, and it's a really good fit for me. I'm super excited to work in the community as a community dietitian and use what I've learned in the past to implement different things into the community setting, and not only just the community, in the most underserved population, and that is people in poverty. I've worked in WIC clinics before in my internship and a little bit out of my internship, and I went to a WIC. If you don't know what WIC is, it's women, infants, and children, and it's people that need support with food and different supplies, healthcare, that kind of thing. They come to WIC clinics. Anyways, I went to a WIC conference in Oregon and learned so much about the different things people in poverty face, and that really just opened my eyes to this population and how possibly in the future I could fit into that as a dietitian and serve this population. And looky here, I'm doing it. I'm gonna do it. I start in a week, and I really am super excited to work for the Idaho Food Bank and hopefully in the future put my own little spin on my philosophy in nutrition, which is that all foods can fit into a healthy diet. And in my mind, it's a lot about that mental connection with food. And I'm just going to touch on this a little bit, that something I think is really interesting about people in poverty is that they face similar eating situations as someone that is put on a diet or is putting themselves on a diet. What I mean by this is when you decide, hey, I'm going to go on Weight Watchers, you are restricting your food intake and you're very aware of what you're eating every day. Similar with someone in poverty, their intake of food is restricted because they might not have the funds or the means or the transportation to get the food that they need. And these two things combined into the same result. So someone on a diet, they're restricting food for however long. Eventually, they're going to say, I really don't want to restrict food today. Some people call it a cheat day. Some people just call it failing on your diet. Diet is actually failing you. But anyways, then what happens is they tend to binge on food that they normally or before were restricting. Similarly, with someone in poverty, they don't have access to food, they can't get food, for whatever reason, they don't have the means to eat food that they would want, and then beginning of the month they have a little extra money and they binge, or they hide food and hide food from their families. I've seen this, I've heard about this, and I've seen this in WIC clients that might have taken in foster children. They say their child is hoarding food, and that is a similar reaction to what happens when you put yourself on a diet or when you're put on a diet. And it's very interesting to me, that mental connection with restriction, and that's something that I hope to bring to the Idaho Food Bank in the future. Talk about it more, realize that this is a human reaction to not having food for, again, whatever reason that may be, whether it be you did that to yourself or it's the world in which you live. So with that being said, it's something that I hope to do in the future with this opportunity, with this career opportunity. And yeah, so that's my news. I have a job and it's really exciting. My first big girl job. And I can't wait to share different things that I do with you on my Instagram account and possibly on here. So follow along, keep following. I know I'm not always the most consistent with posting. I give so many props to people who do this for a career. Social media is tough, and it's something that I hope to be better at in the future, but it's super tough. Anyways, thanks for listening. Thanks for cheering me on. And I hope that I have even more exciting news in the future to share with you. So follow along, stay tuned, and I will see you next time. Bye.